Made in Hollywood.
The thriller Is God Is, starring Kara Young and Vivica A. Fox, is made in Hollywood.
I was her first and only choice to play God. Yes, she did. She's like, I saw you in Kill Bill and was like, that's gonna be my God.
Made in Hollywood.
Also on today's show, the political drama The Wizard of the Kremlin features Paul Dano.
I didn't know much about this world. I think it's one of the pleasures of the film is getting that look behind the curtain.
Plus, Michael Johnston stars in the supernatural horror film Obsession. The animated comedy drama series Long Story Short features the voice of Lisa Edelstein, and Mads Mikkelsen stars in the action thriller Dust Bunny. This week on Made in Hollywood.
Made in Hollywood.
Ordered by their dying mother to hunt down and kill the abusive father who scarred them, twin sisters embark on a harrowing road trip in the thriller Is God Is, starring Kara Young and Vivica A. Fox.
We got a letter from Mama.
I thought she was dead. What she want with us now? Where she been at?
She's on her deathbed. If we don't go now, this might be our last chance to see God.
God.
She made us, didn't she?
When I first read Alicia Harris's screenplay, I said it was the best screenplay I'd ever read. She's a generational talent. She's a generous woman, and she's kind, and she has class. Turns out, she's a kick-ass screenwriter and storyteller.
I needed to learn a new language. I'm not a person who studied filmmaking or screenwriting at all. I was a theater woman, though that's what I knew. So it really was about understanding the rhythm of a script for the screen and the job of a script for the screen.
Girls, I'm gonna make this real simple. Make your daddy dead. Real dead.
Your imagination is activated by reading a play because you're seeing where the world is going, but for the stage. And then when you're reading a screenplay, Alicia Harris adapting it, she's giving you so many details about the actual visual, visceral experience on that page. It was the best script I've ever read.
Not as crazy as setting your wife on fire in front of your kids, then abandoning them.
We ain't killers. How we gonna live with ourselves if we do this?
When I got the call that there was a young, brilliant female African-American director that was interested in using me for a film, I said, absolutely, I want to talk to her. Alicia let me know that I was her first and only choice to play God. Yes, she did. She's like, I saw you in Kill Bill and was like, that's gonna be my God.
The lady he took up with after he burnt us up, find her and you'll find him. A lady by the name of Divine.
Kara is an incredible actress, and creating that bond with her was not difficult at all. I mean, I think that we have said this over and over and over, but I'll keep saying it because it's true. Like, I really have formed a true connection with Kara that is real, like a real sisterhood. When I placed them together, they were matched, and it was beautiful to see that like neither one could steal the scene from the other, and they also had tremendous chemistry.
They blew me away, to be very honest with you. Kara at points was my anchor because I was dealing with so much with the prosthetics and the braids and dealing with this, and it was hot in New Orleans. When I'm telling you, these girls, they were like Denzel Washington, one teardrop that I was blown away with. I was like, save it, save it, save it. They was like, oh no, we got it several takes. Don't you worry about that. So they were incredible young actors that I believe that these girls have years of work, brilliant work in front of them.
Oh, absolutely. And they've been doing brilliant work to get there. They
Yes.
didn't just show up out of nowhere. They are the
future.
Yeah, the future.
I don't want nothing but blood.
Paul Dano stars in the political drama The Wizard of the Kremlin as a young Russian filmmaker who becomes the shadowy spin doctor behind Vladimir Putin's rise to power.
Russia needs a new president. He's young, athletic, he's a spy, KGB. Vladimir Putin.
What interests me is power.
The challenges were many. It's a long, complex, talkative novel which deals with 20 years or more of Russian politics. The challenges were very obvious.
Our goal
is chaos. Look it into people's heads.
I've done other films where I'm playing somebody with, I do think there's maybe more of a responsibility, like Brian Wilson, for example, Love and Mercy. My job is to try to capture the essence and spirit of that person as best as possible. The person in this film who is partially based on a real person, but Vadim Baranov, even in the book and the screenplay, his backstory is different than the real person. So I am a bit free of that. I take what I can from the real people, but also I am able to sort of interpret it artistically through the character that's in the script, through the research that I do, and trying to just bring it all together and serve the piece with the character.
We'll build the myth that the Russians are controlling the modern world.
I was genuinely impressed. I mean, you know, I always admired Jude. I've known him for a long time, and I think he's a great actor and a great person. After one day of working on the costumes, and he got everything pitch perfect.
It's a game. Politics is the only game worth playing.
How miserable.
I didn't know much about this world. I think it's one of the pleasures of the film is getting that look behind the curtain. And I think it's my job, especially this character is, I would say, quite intelligent. And so it's my job to know what he's saying, right? It sounds so basic, but to become an authority on him and his world. Frankly, I don't want to be across from my scene partners, Jude Law and Jeffrey Wright and Alicia Vikander, and I want to be able to not act. It's really important to fill your tank as much as you need to get to that point of delusion and belief.
It's not a political movie. I don't see it as a political movie. I see it as a movie about politics, and specifically about the modern transformation of politics. And I think it's something that not only applies to the rise of Vladimir Putin, but it applies to modern politics in general.
No one is safe in Russia.
What about you? The wizard of the Kremlin.
Coming up, Michael Johnston stars in the supernatural horror film Obsession, and the animated comedy series Long Story Short features the voice of Lisa Edelstein. To find out where to watch any movie, check out Moviephone.com. Find it, watch it.
I had to really not judge him. I had to really just make everything that he did was from his perspective of his deepest desires, and we can all kind of relate to some of those desires.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.
In the supernatural horror film Obsession, starring Michael Johnston, a hopeless romantic's wish for a friend to finally love him spirals into a terrifying nightmare of obsession and violence.
Have you ever actually, flirted with Nikki?
I'm gonna go get some shots.
I'll come with you if she means this much to you. And I know she does. Say, Nikki, I think we should grab a drink sometime.
Nikki, wait. I was gonna ask you,
What?
I lost my train of thought.
Hi.
Good night. What else?
I had already had this idea for a while about obsession and kind of like that theme, and there's so many things that you could be obsessed with. That topic is so interesting as a human study of like what we decide to do when we're obsessed with something. And so the concept of being obsessed with another person was something that I hadn't seen really explored a lot, and it was really intriguing to me. And then the wish element found its way. I was like, oh my gosh, this is how I can do it.
One wish, well, you only get one wish. I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
I knew that he was the point of view character and the protagonist, but as I got deeper into the script, I'm like, wait a minute, this is kind of morally gray.
I love you so much. A love only the branch of a willow tree could conjure.
I had to really not judge him. I had to really just make everything that he did was from his perspective of his deepest desires, and we can all kind of relate to some of those desires. And then, ultimately at some point, his ego is a little too big, or he's just a scaredy cat, and he makes some really questionable decisions. But yeah, I know that to me that was
that was the joy of this whole thing. I immediately hooked in with this character.
It's weird how you two are dating all of a sudden. Like, super dating.
Spent a lot of time figuring out how far we wanted to take her without her kind of, being in atmosphere, like being outside in outer space. Like, we wanted to keep her feet on the ground. But yeah, I think we found like a really good pocket, and I felt really safe and comfortable in the environment. It was we did all of the really horrific stuff first. So after that, I was kind of like, there's nothing that will top that, so you can throw anything at me and it'll be fine.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you!
Now available on your home screen. The animated comedy drama series, Long Story Short, featuring the voice of Lisa Edelstein, follows a dysfunctional family as three siblings chronicle their joys, disappointments, and triumphs.
Everyone pick a territory.
I want goats.
Never get goats. Goats are not a territory.
This game makes no
Doesn't
sense.
make sense because you're not listening.
Yoshi's putting the pieces up his nose. I'm listening. This is why you don't play games with your family. Your family are not your friends. Bobby doesn't have friends.
Yes, I do.
I think I wanted to tell a story about family. I wanted to tell a story about family over time and the way time changes or does not change certain relationships, the way they deepen. And I'm certainly drawing from my own experience. I think about like my family's inside jokes, the way we kind of rat-a-tat with each other, the way that our...
And their backstories, all the backstories of every joke. Like you're actually on the show, you're seeing the joke, but you're also seeing why the joke, maybe 2 episodes later. It's such an interesting way of telling family dynamics.
Yeah, the family language, I think is really interesting.
Yeah.
Right. That every family does kind of have their own like slang and reference points.
Time is moving too fast, and my children need to start taking things more seriously. She's doing her best.
Yeah, she wants to get it right.
She really does, but also she's filled with some resentment.
It's hard for her. She wants you to know that it's hard for her.
She wants to know that like it's a thing that you don't want to be called Jennifer, even though obviously your name is Jennifer, because nobody's named Jen. It's not a name.
Can you keep it kid-friendly?
Of course. Grandpa was tripping hard, running around naked and screaming.
Mom.
The way he writes characters, the way he puts nuances into the storytelling is so
specific.
Yeah, it's so specific.
I don't want you to wonder for the rest of your life about what could have happened. You get what I'm trying to say?
Not really.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure either.
I wanted the show to feel like memory. And I feel like when you're remembering something, sometimes you'll think of something and that'll make you think of something else and that'll make you think of something else and you kind of go all over the place. And so I wanted the story to be told non-chronologically because I felt like that's how memory works. And it kind of gives you this POV of almost looking at things backwards a little bit. And I also thought it'd be a great way to get to know the characters because you're seeing them grow up.
Mom, it happened again.
Even though we're jumping back and forth, I think because you're so specific about the voice of each character that it's just expansive to like jump around time.
Well, it's really nice with the format of animation that you can have actors play these characters from childhood to adulthood, right?
I changed my voice a little bit, but she still had like a raspy.
Yeah, but it's I mean, you change the performance. Like
exactly.
you're
playing a child.
You're full of life. Like it's a different performance.
Exactly.
You don't we're not like putting a filter on you. We're not like speeding it up or slowing it down or shifting it or worrying about that.
You need sperm to make a baby, and we don't have any lying around.
I'm sorry, I lost the thread.
We want your sperm, dude.
To find out where to watch any movie, check out Moviephone.com. Find it, watch it. Up next, Mads Mikkelsen stars in the action thriller Dust Bunny.
Obviously, I'd love to work with Brian anytime. And I also know that it's going to be lifted, it's going to be a painting, it's going to be a piece of music. So whatever he says, it's going to be much more than that. So I was very excited.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.
Now available on Blu-ray. In the action thriller Dust Bunny, starring Mads Mikkelsen and David Dastmalchian, a hitman reluctantly teams up with a young girl who believes a monster killed her family and the terrifying possibility that some monsters might be real.
What did you see?
A monster?
Dust Bunny started out as an episode of TV. It was going to be an episode of Amazing Stories, and we were having trouble pushing it through the process, and I reclaimed it. It just seemed to me, because all of those stories were designed to feel like Amblin movies of the 80s, that this should just cut out the middleman and go right to theater.
What do your parents think about monsters? Do they believe in them?
Did you know?
You called me, was it a Star Wars premiere? And he called me for a few minutes and pitched some of the film. But I also know that that's much more to come. And I say yes on the spot, obviously. I'd love to work with Brian anytime. And I also know that it's going to be lifted, it's going to be a painting, it's going to be a piece of music. So whatever he says is going to be much more than that. So I was very excited.
Do you believe in monsters?
You're a monster. Do you believe in you?
The more personal aspect of the story for me was how a child would get into a situation where they would make a dark wish, and what had to happen for that child to get to that place.
A monster didn't need your parents. Those were men that came to kill me.
I grew up in a violent home, so there were circumstances that I was like, okay, I know why I would make that wish. And we kept it very vague in the movie because I think not all children are raised in safe environments. So there was something about that felt like it was a bit of a Horcrux that I broke off and put in the story.
You seen something you shouldn't have seen?
I know it's real.
You think you know?
You think you know?
I think that the heart, the base of the film is the very non-verbal and sometimes a little more verbal scenes I have with Sophie, the little girl. They're funny off in a Kafka's way. It's a little awkward, but they're definitely together in the room, and they're making very small progress in getting to know each other. I just love those scenes.
You got the girl?
I got the girl.
Stay tuned, there's more coming up on Made in Hollywood.
Made in Hollywood.
Thanks for watching Made in Hollywood, powered by MoviePhone. For more behind-the-screen content, check out MoviePhone.com.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.